So says Rabban Gamliel, the son of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, that Yafa Talmud Torah im derech eretz. It's good to have study the Torah together with derech eretz, a term that we will define in a moment. Shegiat shnehem mashkachat avon, because the occupation of both, the wearying labor of both of them makes sin to be forgotten. So the derech eretz, generally speaking, literally means the way of the land, but it's the colloquial expression to describe material occupation. Derech eretz, the kind of thing that everybody else becomes engaged in. Well, what's significant, first of all, about the statement of Rabban Gamliel is that it's Yafeh Talmud Torah. Talmud Torah is good to have, rather the other way around, that some kind of material occupation is good to have alongside Talmud Torah. In other words, as far as he's concerned, the given is the Talmud Torah. It's only a question of whether you add something else to it or not. For most people these days, the given is the material occupation. And then if there's a little bit of time somewhere along the line or the right kind of intonation, I might consider a bit of Talmud Torah. For Rabban Gamliel, the question over here is, how could a Jew contemplate a day without the study of the Torah? You couldn't do that. Yes, but of course, you study the Torah, but not everybody is suited to be able to study the Torah full time and all the time. And if you do that, your mind begins to wander and you start thinking about earning other matters, earning a living, etc. And therefore, he wants to suggest to us that a person should fill their time to the top, have no extra time whatsoever. Famously, it says about Joseph, about the brothers of Joseph, that they threw him into a pit, and says the Torah, haborek, the pit was empty, ein bo mayim, there was no water in it. Rashi very famously comments on this. He said, what do you mean? If the pit was empty, of course there's no water in it, by definition. So Rashi says, no, there was no water in it, but there were snakes and scorpions. And the idea that is presented over here is that nature abhors a vacuum. Where there's emptiness, there's a pit of snakes. So if a person studies Torah, can't keep themselves actually going in it, and there's a lot of extra time, for sure, your mind is going to wander. For sure, you're going to start looking at other things. For sure, you're going to get caught up in a pit of snakes. You're going to become engaged in things which are sinful, and therefore, says Rabban Gamliel, just make sure that you don't have an extra minute in your day, not one extra moment. Keep yourself busy. Don't even think, Paul, of retiring, not for one moment. Keep yourself occupied at all times, and that's the way to avoid sin, or to forget about sin, because you don't have time to think about it. That's the thing. You can't think about it because you're just too busy.